We're here with the, I'm calling this the GpaLoWing. It's kind of a hybrid. I took Grandpa's planes apart and made them into one. This one has an aileron. I had to redo the servo and all the controls to that as well, and of course there's a battery packed away inside of here. It's just like this nano-tech battery, except I believe it's a 450 milliamp, and this one here happens to be like a 370 or something like that, but it's a 3S battery. And then the alternate choice is going to be this. This is a 720 milliamp, and the battery right now is just sitting right up here. So got an E-Flight 370, Park 370 I think is what they call it. Got this Hobby King prop saver on there because I don't like breaking props, and I had to reinforce all this stuff because it had been broken at one point. Glued in some pieces with just regular CA of balsa wood around. There's a hole behind here, of course, to pass all the wires through, and then I put this piece of plastic in here and then epoxied it all in there. You can see I've taken this wing here, got ailerons, of course, and I've got, of course, the elevator control and then rudder control. You can see I built this tail dragger on there, which if you come around here you can see I built this piece of plastic that supports behind it. But one of the fatal flaws of the vehicles that my grandpa's built has been landing gear, and so I of course was pretty meticulous about this. And what I did was I took this was an overwing, like a Cessna looking sort of plane, and this is just foam that would normally seat inside of it, and then these pegs of course would have gone into the frame, which at some point I might actually make an adapter here. But I used this plastic and glued it very strong, and then of course screwed right into it to hold these landing gear on. So that should be a nice robust solution. But basically I've got this set up on the Spectrum DX8. I've got not really any mixing or anything figured out yet. I do have Expo turned on for like a 30% Expo and then a 60% depending on which switch I've got for elevator, aileron, and rudder. And I've just learned that especially on new maidens, it's kind of nice to have that Expo so you don't have it flying all over the place. Then I had an XT60, had to build these quick disconnects, and then I've got the same thing on this one because it happened to be an EC2 connection out to this old style. I forget, it's like a Dean's connector, I think. But I've got a lot of trim issues to work out, I'm sure, and who knows if the thing's going to work. But of course I've got I'm running a real small prop on this motor. I was running, believe it or not, a 9.6 on this, and I was running a pretty large aircraft off of it before tonight. But now this thing is, I believe that is a 6.4E for electric, and I'm hoping that prop saver will protect everything for me. But no dihedral in the wing. If this thing flies worth a crap, I'm going to take and build in split flaps here through this section. Of course this is just one, it's got the linkages, so I don't want to weaken the wing to where it breaks off. So I could either do just a full conventional flap, but I figured it might look a little cooler to have a split flap on this operation here, and then just hide the servo in the wing, or actually tuck it in close to the fuselage, but it'd still be part of the wing. And another thing I got to figure out is, of course, the battery storage is just sort of inside this cavity right behind here where the ESC is mounted, and then I've got the receiver up here. It's not got any auto leveling or safe or anything like that. That's just a regular Spectrum receiver, but I do have the extra channel for the flaps, which I really want to add if this thing flies well. But I'm not really holding my breath. It is sort of a Frankenstein plane, but there'll be a flight video soon.